This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm delighted to be joined by Frank Smith here in Milton Keynes. Frank, a successful night of boxing?
Yeah, really good night. Had a bit of everything, didn't it? And it was a great finish there by Buatsi as well. Good to have him back.
Let's obviously start from the top and work our way down. As you mentioned, a very good performance there from Josh. Marco Calitro certainly giving more than what probably many expected to going into that fight.
Yeah, I think everyone, to be honest, I think we knew it would be a tougher test than people thought. You know, he's been out for 400 days. Back in the ring now, it was a good learning fight from him. We would have got a lot of experience from that fight. And now from there he moves on into, some big names.
How impressed were you with Josh's performance, given the knowledge that it has been so long since he last fought?
No, I think he boxed really well. I think he came into it, and obviously in the last few rounds, built up into there, and did a great job. And like I say, he'll learn a lot from that, and go back into the gym from here and keep moving on and keep building up.
A new world champion in the matchroom boxing stable as well now in Chantelle Cameron. How impressed were you with her 190 victory over all three scorecards?
I think she did really well, especially bearing in mind what she had in front of her with someone who had come in, overweight. Obviously, we know, unfortunately, it was down to the fact that Hojo missed her check weight. She couldn't make weight down to the board. So obviously safety of both fighters was most important. But I think Chantelle did a great job, especially with the pressures around that as well, having to deal with that in her mind. I think she was just over 7 pounds heavier. Chantelle came in at about 138. So yeah, I thought she did really well, boxed really well, and new world champion, as you say. And it's a great time for female boxing.
A little bit of a wardrobe malfunction for Hojo throughout that fight. What did you make of the issues she was having with her clothing?
I've got to be honest, I couldn't really see, and I only got told, I got told about it during the fight. I couldn't see too much, but hopefully it was all sorted. I think it all got fixed.
Obviously, moving further down the card, another brilliant fight between Akib Fiaz and Kane Baker. Akib Fiaz, a very impressive performance. What did you make of his win?
I think he did really well as well. Again, he's another person who had a lot of pressure on him, bearing in mind what he. Coming off the back of everyone saying you ducked the last fight, you pulled out of the last fight. I think he did a great job. Again, another good learning fight. I think Kane Baker thought that he'd done enough, but no, it was a good win for Akib Fiaz.
How did you see the scorecards? Obviously, 77-75. Did you think it was more comfortable for Akib?
I thought it was about right. I thought it was about the right scores, and so I can't see. Like I say, Kane Baker was complaining, but I thought the scores were about the right.
John Hedges victorious over Jan Arden. Certainly a bit more controversial over social media. A lot of people kind of either edging towards Jan or thought it should have been at least a draw. Eddie tweeted himself if he saw it as a draw. What are your thoughts on it?
I actually said it was, when I was sitting with Ross, who I work with, I said I thought it was a draw at the time. He got the win. Now he's got to move on from here. But he would have learnt a lot. He's 18 years old. It was a tough fight for his debut. It's good that he took a tough fight, because he would have learnt a lot early on in his career, just his first fight. But he's got the win, and he's got to move on from here and build from here.
The Savage bringing more destruction to the table again tonight. What do you make of Alan's victory over Noel Kennedy?
He's great entertainment, the Savage, isn't he? You got to use a lot of bleeping in his interviews, but no, he's gonna. I think he's gonna go a long way. He's in a good division. He can move very quickly. I think he's 5-0 now after tonight. I think the big one is Hrgović, but that would be an interesting one to see if we can make happen down the line. I think Babic has got a little bit of catching up to do. Can get to 10, 11-0. Start fighting in 10-rounders. Hrgović obviously fighting November 7th, but maybe that's one for the end of next year.
Alan certainly continues to mention not just Hrgović, but Tom Little. Is that going to be the next bout for Alan?
That's what we're working towards. Nothing confirmed just yet, but that's the fight we're working towards. Tom Little, I think it'll be a good test for him.
I mean, obviously, the final fight, I think the only fight I've missed out so far, Lionel Sadowski versus John Harding Jr. A very good performance from Lionel stopping John. What was your thoughts on it? Yeah,
no, great fight. I really enjoyed that fight. First one up, I thought Linus did a great job. I thought maybe... I thought the decision was right. Maybe he could have gone on a little bit longer, but I thought the decision was right, actually, myself.
And final thing, just before I let you go, Frank, you announced another card here, November 14th. Just walk me through the 3 female world title fights that were announced.
Yeah, no, great card, really exciting. It's actually gone down really well as well. So you got Rachel Ball against Ebony Bridges, which is for the WBA bantamweight title, vacant title. You've got Katie Taylor defending her undisputed titles against Miriam Gutierrez, who was her mandatory, and you've got Terry Harper against Thanders. So more to be added as well to that show, but it's great, and it just shows how strong, again, female boxing is right now, and how much it's taking over the sport.
Frank, I will leave you now to shoot off, because I know you're a busy man. You're going to get back home. Thank you for your time this week, and thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Thanks for coming down. Appreciate your support.
Bye.